Kingdom people, they tried to set you up for failure and failed. Them ones over there, they tried to set you up for failure and failed. And so, kingdom people, these people in particular, they did their little 1, 2, their little 3, 4 over here, maybe even a 5, 6, and a 7 and 8, to try to set the stage up or put some things in position or take some things out of position so that you would fail. They tried to set you up for failure, but you didn't fail. And even if it caused you some delay, even if it caused you some setback, or maybe even a little bit of harm, kingdom people, you overcame because you overcome. You're an overcomer. And here's the other part to that. In life, our failures. It's just part of what happens. Sometimes you have to fail or not succeed to ultimately succeed. It's kind of like, wasn't it Thomas Edison who discovered the light bulb? But they say he failed many times, over 100 times, I want to say. But he wasn't failing to me. He was getting to the success. Because sometimes you got to figure this thing out. It's called trial and error. It's called, okay, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. So now you know this is not it. Or maybe you found a component that can go with whatever else you want to try. Now you know this part don't go, but let me try this and put it with this and let's see what happens. So, kingdom people, as long as you still working at it, you are not failing. You know, it's a saying that say the only thing that is a failure is not trying. So my own rendition of it is, as long as you continuously working at it, then you will succeed. You not failing. But kingdom people, these people were trying to set you up to fail, and they failed horribly. In fact, what ended up happening is they failed in their own lives, which is part of why they wanted you to fail, because they already feel like failures. Listen, this is one thing I learned. When people are trying to set you up for failure, when people are trying to set you up to fail, it's because they know you're a winner. They know that you're gonna win. They know that you will be successful in whatever it is that you're doing, or in whatever it is that you ever attempt to do. In other words, whatever you put your hands to will prosper and succeed. They know that. And they don't want to see you succeed. They want to see you fail, because it would make them feel better about their failures or the way they feel as failures. And sometimes these people can have things going on in their life that are not necessarily failures or considered, to be failing. They may have some good things going on in their lives, but internally they still feel like failures where you're concerned, because they see your greatness. Again, they know whatever you do, whatever you put your mind to, whatever you touch, it's gone. They know this. They can see this on you. That's why they try to set you up to fail. Now notice I'm saying try, because they didn't set you up to fail. They tried to. They tried to because they failed. They didn't succeed at setting you up to fail. They failed. Think about that. They tried to set you up to fail, and they failed. Because why? They are failures. They know they're failures, and they know that you are a winner. And here's the thing, people, winners always win. They know that. Failures always fail. And so, kingdom people, they tried to set you up to fail, and they failed at it. Now they have to watch you succeed and keep succeeding and keep succeeding. And there's nothing that they can do about it. And some of these people were setting you up to fail in a way of trying to act like they were helping you, trying to give you the illusion that they were on your team, that they were for you. Sometimes they do be on your team, as far as maybe, I want to say, like in a group that you are a part of, and you're all working towards a common goal, a team as in a work team, you know, any kind of team. I'm just reminded of sports. Like sometimes you can be on the same basketball team and can be setting up another player on your same team up for failure. But you're on the same team. So how that work? Well, they want you to fail. They want that person they setting up to fail. But here's the thing. They would give you the impression that they on your team, that they all for you winning. You know, people know how to fake support you. They know how to fake make you think, I guess, that they on your team, that they all for you, and they, you know, all about you winning. Of course, we end up realizing that they're faking. And so even that is a failure. So while they're trying to set you up to fail, they failing. They failed at it. And here's the thing, kind of people, you are winning. And so these people have to watch you win and recognize that they fail. And I just keep hearing they have to recognize that they're failures. Now here's the other part of this, kind of people. The things that you set out to do, these people would never, ever, which is precisely why they try to set you up to fail, because they know you think high. They know your mind is in the clouds. In other words, you think too big for them. And again, they know that whatever you put your hands to will succeed and prosper. They know it. Also, here's the other part to this, kind of people. You've said some things to some people. You've shared certain things with people. You said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And what ends up happening, they notice that what you say you're going to do, you end up doing it. So when you start talking about these big things, they get scared. Because they don't want to see you do those big things. Because listen, the last thing on these kind of people's mind is big things, because they don't have big minds. They have small minds. So that's why they want to see you fail. Because they can't think like that. They can't think big like that. They don't believe in themselves like that. And some of these people, they just aborted their destiny because they're not doing things the proper way. In other words, they're not doing things God's way. Some of these people have so many skeletons in their closet, they know God is not getting ready to elevate them, and they really can't elevate themselves. And some of them have tried and they got knocked right back down. So they just already know, okay, I'm just going to stay right here. But they know you are a winner. They know whatever you put your mind to, you will conquer it, that you will succeed at it. But they want to see you fail. They don't want to see you conquer that. And that's the other part to this, kind of people. I always think about how when people, again, do things to set you up to fail, and even if you have a little low moment in your life, or, you know, you have a setback or something, that's part of life. So my thing is, even when you're going through, even if you're at a low place, because again, that's part of life. Before you get to the high place, you tend to go through the valley first. And so when you have a downfall, so to speak, if we're going to call it that, that don't mean you're going to stay there. So listen, even if you do fail, even if they set you up for failure and you end up failing, they set up actually work, it don't mean you stand there. It don't mean that you're going to stay there. So what they going to do? Keep coming back around and setting you up again for failure. Keep setting you up again for failure. Well, some people will try to do just that. If you allow them in your space and in your life like that, they will try to do that. But we're too smart for that. We, at some point, peak game. We're discerning, so we see what's going on. But the thing is this, kind of people, even if you fall, you don't fail, because you get back up. The scriptures say a righteous man falleth 7 times, but he gets back up. And that's what you do, kingdom people. You get up. Even if you fall a little or fall a lot, you get back up. Kingdom people, these people don't seem to get that. But here's the real thing. They want to see you fail. And so what they've done is, or what they did is set you up to fail. But they failed at setting you up to fail. What failures?